The day has finally come, ladies and gentlemen, where Rampage got a major rework. Thank fucking Jesus! Hello, all you beautiful people out there. What is going on? This is your friend Pretty coming fast with another Paragon in-depth hero guide. Pay no attention to that boulder that literally went soaring over 3 people's heads. I have no fucking clue how I missed that. We're not gonna think about it. Their Rampage actually hit that boulder though, as I try to frantically body block for our Decker right here. Pretty sure she gets out okay. I'm not exactly sure, but we are going to be looking at Rampage. So he did get a really big rework, which is why I waited so long to make a video on him. Because I knew this was going to happen since day one. He was very strong. If you're watching this video without playing the alpha or the beta or whatever, the closed version, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Rampage Guide. For those of you who remember the old Rampage, let's take a moment of silence to remember our fallen brother. Alright, thank fucking God he's gone. Alright, let's go on to the video. Boom! Look at that Hail Mary I made up for that first miss. Let's actually talk about Rampage. So Rampage is a regeneration tank. You want to build him with armor, health, and regeneration, and you're going to want to slot him in a particular way that's going to help your teammates and keep you alive. So let's actually get into the video. It's really easy to slot Rampage, really easy to play him, and let's just go on. Let's just go on with it. Shall we? So the way to build him is you want to make sure that you build him tanky. This is pretty self-explanatory. You want to get a tempered plate, you want to get a tuned barrier, and all of the above, and then an item that gives you health, and then health regen. You guys can see my exact build in my Beast Builds video. I actually don't end up finishing my build because we win so quick-like, but I have so many good examples of how to play Rampage in combat and in general that I wanted to use this gameplay as that, especially since it's the new version of Rampage. This was like day 1 of new Rampage, and I mean, I love it. I love it. I honestly think he's a better tank than he used to be. Okay, so the first thing you want to start off with is your boulder. In the beginning, it helps you win team engagements like you guys saw in the beginning. If you do land your rock, you can actually pull somebody away and kill them real quick, like, especially if you have enough ADCs and or damage in general to kill people right away. Next thing you want to slot at level 2 is your pounce, because it is your getaway, so to speak, and it also helps close the distance when you're trying to leap on ranged enemies. The third thing you want to get is his new ability that replaced his feral roar. It's called Thick Skin. It basically gives him a bit more regeneration. It's a passive, so this is a permanent bonus that's always going to be applied. This just helps him, regenerate health a little bit. We're not going to focus too much on it. Okay, we're only going to slot it one more time after unlocking it because we will be required to, and everything else we're just going to be slotting him like we normally do, upgrading his basic attack at 7 and 14, upgrading his pounce, and his boulder throw when available. So yeah, we're not really going to worry about the regeneration part from his abilities because we're just going to build on that anyways with our cards. So yeah, as Rampage, I also always like to grab Harvesters because you're going to spend most of your time in the jungle as Rampage, especially since he has that regenerative health bonus with his passive. So you want to spend as much time in the jungle as possible and ganking lanes, especially utilizing his rock. Pretty much, what differs a good from a bad Rampage is his ability to throw his rocks accurately. As you guys see right here, I'm actually waiting for my teammate to push up right so we can go ahead and actually kill one of these ADCs. Now I get rooted, but I do end up flicking the wrist with the mouse and actually hitting one of them in the rock. I decided not to engage because my teammate wasn't actually there yet, so I decided to back off from that. But in the future, you guys will see me ganking that shit in some sort of way, whether it's mid or left. And yeah, that's just how you want to play Rampage. You want to gank with him a lot, you want to spend a lot of time in the jungle, and you want to make sure you build him tanky, get jungle minions as much as possible, and don't forget to grab the Harvesters at 3, 6, and 9 minutes. Alright, now let's actually get into some cards and get into some fights. Let's take a look at his build, how to build him and all that stuff, and then we're going to take a look at how to actually play with Rampage and succeed. Now, this is still very early in the game. You're going to see me get my one and only death this entire game, and this is actually going for the Sparrow, trying to get the kill because I really want to kill her, so I end up diving the tower as Rampage. And one thing you don't want to do is early game, you can't dive towers as Rampage anymore, even if you have your ult, because that shit will still hurt you. You don't have Feral Roar and your leap regeneration from your ult to help you bounce out of that, so you have to be very careful when going under towers. But the first thing we're going to start off with here depends on how much damage they have on the other team. As you guys see, I'm checking what kind of damage they have. So they have a Twin Blast, they have a Sparrow. I decided to start off with Tempered Plate and go with the Greater Guard. We're going to be maxing this out with 3 Greater Guards to give us a really good amount of armor. Here you are going to see a confrontation with Rampage, as myself as Rampage, and with the team. So we're going to go up against the other team with our 2 ADCs right here. And the way you want to do this, you always want to start off with a rock and stun somebody. Now, I missed my rock. I think I hit a turret instead, but I still engage with my leap. I decided to fall back because I see somebody coming up here, and the turrets are hitting me a lot, so I decided to fall back. You have to note that Rampage's ultimate doesn't give him instant health. It gives him regeneration, so you have to pop that before you want to engage or while you're in the middle of a fight. So when you see an opening, throw a rock, try to stun him. The closer you are with your rock, the easier it is to hit him, of course, and you just want to kind of dozy-do and look for somebody to pick off. Now, I kind of get off to the side here because it's all about angles in this game. I try and get off to the side here, make sure that, we can pick somebody off, and their Rampage engages now. So I end up going big against their Rampage, and this is what happens. So I end up hitting their Rampage enough, and Rampage is at this point in the game too early in the game to be too tanky, so our teammates are able to focus on Rampage, and then I use my leap to jump back out, because when you're ulted, your leap gets a super crazy amount of distance, hit my rock on Sparrow, and then now we're able to hit and kill Sparrow. So that rock is a crazy good stun. It's a second and a half stun, maybe 2, which is an infinite amount of time. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, it's a really, really large amount of time in this game, and that actually helps us secure a couple kills. So their Rampage forgot that he wasn't super tanky anymore. He forgot that, their leap doesn't regenerate when you go ult form anymore, so he killed himself. So that's one thing to know with Rampage, is your regeneration is really good, but if you are focused, you are in trouble still, unless your armor is really good and your health is really good. So here you guys are going to see how to actually push a tower. As Rampage, you want to just go in there and try and swipe that aggro, get that aggro on yourself, especially when you have the ult. When you don't, you just want to try and go in there, get a couple hits, and leap out just like that, and let your teammates actually finish off dealing the damage. As you run away into the jungle if you need more health, because your health regeneration does increase by 4.2 when you go into the jungle. So you're going to see me farming some white minions while I wait for my health to recharge, and that's just how you want to engage with Rampage, okay? So use your rock to engage, use your leap to close the distance, use your ult if you're about to die, and your ultimate is just under 15 seconds. So if you use your leap has a cooldown of 15 seconds. So if you use your leap to engage or to close the distance, wait like 4 seconds, about 3 or 4 seconds, before using your ultimate, so then your leap can recharge before your ultimate goes away, so you can leap out of there if you need to. Okay, so make sure you do that, and of course, like I said, plant harvesters, and if the enemy does have harvesters and it's safe, go ahead and hit them, since they give you a lot of CP when you do drain them for yourself. It's a good way of Rampage to get more CP. The thing about Rampage is that he can spend a lot of time out on the field because of his really high health regeneration, so don't get too carried away. Make sure you go back and spend enough points when you do. I have 12 points here, which is way more. You should be spending about 6 or 9 at a time, but if you're just going on a kill and frenzy, 12 is okay. You see me going with my other defensive item, going with Greater Barrier. I know they don't have too much damage, so I ended up switching out with a health as my third upgrade for that card, but if they do have a lot of energy damage, like a Grim and a Murdoch, then go with 3 Greater Barriers. The next thing you want to get with Rampage is health, straight up health, and I really like Amulet of the Veteran for this because it gives you a lot of health, it gives you a health bonus when you fully upgrade, and it gives you some physical damage too, which is always nice. The best thing about Rampage is that he is probably the most useful hero in the jungle. If you see an enemy in the jungle, don't be afraid to engage, even if it's against an enemy Rampage, because he can take the time to hit him with a rock, leap over. He's pretty much not going to let the enemy get away, okay? And that is going to let your teammates have enough time to catch up, get behind him, and actually start doing the damage. So Rampage is a really good harasser. He's got his long-range stun, which is his rock, and he's got his leap forward that can keep him away, and he won't die because he gets more health regeneration inside the jungle. Sorry, excuse me. I actually timed that stutter really well with this malfunction in my game. I don't know what I pressed like the wrong button or something, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? So anyway, we're going to transition actually right into it with OP buff. So Orb Prime, you guys know who Orb Prime is. He actually got a retexture who looks pretty cool. I really like the way he looks. Rampage is the #1 go-to hero to carry the Orb because he is a tank. He has a lot of health. He is the least likely to die with it, and he has a great leap that is really, really good for going forward with him. I actually didn't even see the Orb because it's so transparent. It's really difficult to find now, but his leap is really, really nice. Even though you don't have Feral Roar, it still helps in getting past people, getting through people, engaging, and with his ultimate too. If you leap while he's ulted, it's really, really good. So let's actually fast forward this a little bit and get over to the Prime. The only downside to Rampage running the Orb is his big, bulky character design, which means that it's really easy to quote-unquote body block him out of the well, as you guys are going to see happen versus the other enemy Rampage. Now, I take out my rock because I want to stun the other Rampage, make sure he doesn't stun me, try to get out of there, but he does end up hitting me. I have enough armor, enough regeneration to where these guys don't bother me, and I end up ulting and leaping over them because the ult does give you that extra range, and then I get out of ult so I can actually run faster. But what happens is the other Rampage goes big mode, I can't get into the well, and I actually almost die. This Muriel does a great job of saving my life. I stand near the water so somebody gets knocked back, and I actually retreat. So like I said, you want to do-si-do with Rampage because he has a decent amount of health regeneration, especially if later game when you build it more. We haven't even had time to build it a bit more, but he's really, really good at that, really good at the health regeneration, can go in, poke a little bit, scratch a little bit, and then go back and just stay in a fight a really, really long time because of that regeneration that he has. So make sure his Rampage, you can't get an insane amount of health. You can't knock everybody up in the air at once like with a steel ult, but it's really, really good with Rampage because you can also distract a long time by doing this, allowing your teammates to split push like Murdoch is doing on the left, which is another really, really good strategy as a Rampage. If people are trying to hunt you down in the jungle, they're wasting their time, just tell your teammates, maybe instead of coming to save you, because you might be able to get out on your own anyway, they should split push a tower instead. So after a whole bunch of do-si-doing, after getting our health back a little bit, getting our ult recharged a bit more, I'm trying to go around them, trying to get up there, and you can actually leap up from this well up here, and we end up turning it in with a couple seconds to spare. We end up turning around and just absolutely demolishing this team and just going forward. I'm pretty sure we end up killing almost everybody, if not all of them. Don't quote me on that, though. I have a really bad memory with these things. But we do deal some damage. Murdoch goes and kills Iggy. Now he's going to keep pushing left and get that inhib. I jump on this Twin Blast because I really want to kill him. So he's really, really weak. Is he going to get away? Yeah, he is. I almost Kobe him. But yeah, I mean, now that you have Orb Prime, it's really, really easy to jump on towers as Rampage, and that's just the best thing you're going to do. Another thing is you want to go for black buff a lot. I didn't go for black buff much because we didn't really have comms. I couldn't really communicate to my teammates very well. But if you are playing with a team, you want to go with your teammates to try and secure black as much as possible with Rampage because it helps him deal more damage to harvesters, helps him deal more damage to towers, and just absolutely destroy towers, especially with his regeneration from his abilities and from his ultimate. Here I just decide to destroy this harvester because I know they ain't going to do anything to me, and I get that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful CP, and then I can plant a harvester using my Guardian Key. Bro, I'm just spitting these straight bars. Look at me go. Alright, let's finish this video off. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I actually didn't have enough time to finish off my build. I do have a lot of card points that are unspent, but I had to stay on the battlefield in order for us to win. So that's why you guys only saw my armor and my health upgrades and nothing more. But if you want to see the full build, like I said, you guys can check out my Beast Builds video for all that Gucci-ness. I do end up getting my big toe in that well, activating Prime card again, and this is where we finish it off. Stun the Twin Blast, engage on him, have my ADCs hit him a lot. Decker stuns him again. He is donezo. He is dead. Level 15, upgrade the ult one more time so you have so much health regen, and now we are able to push out inhibitors, push out core, and win the game. So again, with Rampage, like I said, you want to build him tanky, go barrier and guard first, then go health, then go regeneration, and then go some actives that I have in here, or whatever else you choose to do. But make sure you focus on the armor, the barrier, the health, and the regeneration. That's how you want to build Rampage. Nice fucking shot, Decker. Good stun. Gonna go in on the Sparrow. She can't do anything, even though, she has her piercing shots going through my body blocks. You still can't do anything, and because Rampage, like I said, is a big bulky character, you can body block very easily with him, so make sure you do that often. Always get in front of your ADCs and protect them. Stun whenever you can, throw it at the core if you'd like, engage with your pounce, use your ult when you're in a heavy, team fight or in a bad situation and you need to leap away, and then you will survive and you'll be good to go and you'll be super tanky. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I did do this guide a little bit different, with the new update. Let me know if you guys liked the guide, if it was helpful, if it was detailed, is there something I missed, is there something you want to know? Leave it down in the comment section below, and as always, make sure you all have a wonderful day.